Nice car.
You should see my other one.
He's a millionaire playboy by day, and he's secretly a masked vigilante by night. How could this guy get any more awesome?
I'm vengeance.
That's right, you kill his parents. Seriously, why do so many millionaire vigilantes in popular culture also have to be orphans? Batman is the first one you think of, but Iron Man, Moon Knight, Nighthawk, Black Panther, Magneto, Green Arrow, Green Hornet, even Catwoman were all wealthy outlaws with dead parents. Going back further in history, Zorro, the Count of Monte Cristo, Robin Hood, and Puss in Boots fit this template. You may not realize Puss in Boots is rich, by the way.
Huh?
But in the original tale, he tricks the king into granting his master nobility and fortune. Funnily enough, in the latest movies spun off from the Shrek franchise, Puss in Boots is voiced by none other than Antonio Banderas.
She is a bad kitty.
Famous for starring in the 1998 film The Mask of Zorro.
No. Legendary Zorro.
And guess what film Bruce Wayne was on his way to see that fateful night his parents were shot and killed by a mugger? The Mark of Zorro, 1920. We know that Batman was directly influenced by the character of Zorro.
What are you? Zorro.
Huh?
Batman creators Bob Kane and Bill Finger admitted to having seen the film, and in subsequent interviews cited Zorro as a major influence. Zorro is Spanish for fox, so in effect you could say that he is the Foxman. They both lead double lives, both wear masks, and both possess strong moral codes that drive them to protect the innocent. Bruce Wayne has a black Batmobile, a secret cave hideout, and an English butler named Alfred, whereas Zorro has a black horse, a hidden lair, and a loyal servant named Bernardo. The major difference between them is the location, with Batman in gloomy Gotham City and Zorro in sunny Spanish California. You may not realize that Iron Man also fits this template, but he was written by Marvel Comics in 1963, 24 years after Batman was created by rival DC Comics. Tony Stark is more futuristic, so instead of Foxman or Batman, we ditched the animal theme and got Iron Man. Double lives, check. Wearing masks, check. Protect the innocent, check. Iron Man has a red and gold suit of armor instead of a car or a horse. He has a high-tech hidden lab in his mansion rather than in a cave or a lair, and his loyal assistant is an AI named Jarvis. The major difference may just be ego, as Zorro and Batman stuck to the shadows, whereas Tony was all about the spotlight.
I am Iron Man.
Why is this character template so popular? The millionaire vigilante orphan archetype builds a strong foundation for great stories that resonate with people. Millionaires have freedom of action. They're unencumbered by family obligations or financial constraints. These characters have the means and motivation to fully commit to a cause. Vigilantes have dual identities. The contrast between public personas and secret heroism allows for complex character development and exploration of societal themes. Orphans have emotional depth. The loss of one's parents creates a powerful motivation and backstory, giving the character compelling trauma to overcome. These elements combine to create a character that is simultaneously relatable in their pain, aspirational in their power, and intriguing in their complexity. Think about it. What if he wasn't a vigilante? Well, he'd just be a playboy. The world doesn't need any more rich people who do nothing with their immense resources.
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
What if he wasn't a millionaire? Well, that would just be boring, because we'd have to watch him take the bus everywhere, and he just wouldn't have any cool gadgets to play with. So what if his parents didn't die? Honestly, if you just had a rich guy that was going around and beating up criminals in alleyways, he'd just be an asshole. Suffering tragedy without being consumed by it is what makes him a good guy instead of a villain. Does every movie need to follow this template? No, of course not. But Batman is the fourth highest grossing film series in North America, and it's made over $2.7 billion so far. The chances of success will probably just be a lot higher if your movie follows this template. And creating something new is hard without ignoring what the audience wants. Trust me, your movie falls into a category, said screenwriter Blake Schneider, and that category has rules that you need to know. Once you know the rules, you can decide which ones you want to break. These characters have become a familiar trope, and yet creators continue to find ways to make them novel and interesting. Too familiar, and you risk being cliché. Too novel, and you might lose what made the archetype appealing in the first place. Get the balance right, and you may be onto a winner.
Quickest route. No freeways.
The next millionaire vigilante orphan that comes along will be shaped by the unique combination of interests of the writer, making the character their own. Imagine this. What does the Batman character look like if he grew up in New Delhi? How would an eco-friendly Iron Man act? Is there a demand for Zorro in space? Okay, that last one might be a bit too similar to The Mandalorian. Who knows, if you write the next successful millionaire vigilante orphan character, you might just make enough money to become a vigilante yourself. But please look after your parents.